Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. I'm Jackie Hayes. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Perth in WA, and my challenge for today that I gave my ladies was senior years, and this is the card I've come up with, and it's got quite a lot going on. It's quite intricate one, so I've cut a lot of the things out, and I'll show you as I'm going along what I've done. I'm using the new blends, or some of the new blends, which are jade, just jade, that's the nice green one, and there's a light and a dark, and magenta Madness, and there's a light and a dark in those. Misty Moonlight, light and dark. Light Smoky Slate, and dark Real Red. And then, because there isn't a stamps ink pad for the Bumblebee, I'm using the Bumblebee out of the colour out of the markers, and they come in a pack of 5. Oops, it's not much good on the floor, better pick it up. And because I've got quite a few bits on that card, which I'll leave just here so you can see what's going on, I've got, for the sky, rather than try and draw sky in, I'm using the large ink pad, which is birch, and I'm using this bit here, the top bit, and I stamped it off. So that's that piece. For the gate and the flowers and the cat, I used Grace's Garden, and that comes as a bundle, and if you buy this it comes with 10% off, and it's got Garden Gateway dies to it. It's doesn't say how many dies in it. Yeah, 19 dies, so it's a good buy, that one. I'm also going to use Senior Years, which I've not used yet because it's the first, I only got this one yesterday. So, and it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 verses and 7 verses and 2 people, senior people, and it feels like we've been friends forever, which is weird because we're both about 29, right? And that's what I'm using. And then it's got a retirement. You never get up, and retirement has its ups and downs. You get up and you lie down whenever you want. And is it hot in here, or is it just the candles on your cake? Happy birthday and happy retirement. Then, because I wanted some birds on mine, which are here, I've used the Sailing Home, and I've just stamped it off once and put it onto my card. For this saying then, I've got the Lovely Labels Pick a Punch, and this gives you 6 different variations, a thin, medium and a thick one. I've got the 2 in there, and I'll show you how to use that when I've come to use it. And then it's got 2 different designs. I've got Memento Black, which I've already done a lot of it. Because there's a lot going on with this card, I've already cut out my gate and my fence. I've also cut out my flowers, my cat, and they were done on the Big Shot or cutting machine, whichever you've got, through the dies. These two don't come with a die or a punch. You have to cut these out by hand, so to save a little bit of time, that's what I've done. I think they're lovely. Actually, it reminds me of my husband. I won't tell him that though. It's like Darby and Joan. And then inside, I've just stamped the gate in black and then coloured these flowers in, and that's the inside. Is it feels like when we've been friends forever, which is weird because we're both 29, right? So I'll get started with this, and first of all I need a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to use the birch, and the ink pad I'm using for this is Balmy Blue. And this piece of card is 9.5 by 14, and I've stamped the top part of this because it's just, I don't want this thickness in. I just want this thinner piece that looks like clouds, and I know it's birch, but really that doesn't make any difference. Just move that on one side, and I will stamp it off because I don't want it too dark, so it'll be a second stamping. So there you see, that is the difference between them. That's the first stamping, is quite dark, and that's the second, which is a subtle stamp. Now I'll just fold that ink up because I've finished with that. And I've finished with that one, so I'll move that out of the way. And then we've got some more stamping to do, so that when I come to colour it in, I'm colouring in all together. So just oops, come off. Got one block stuck on, because these are polymer, they have to be cleaned straight away. And I've got I must get my cleaner, sorry. And I've got the chamois, which is my cleaner. It's terrible looking, but at least it cleans, it doesn't matter. It starts off at a beautiful pink, and then the different colours that you use, and it does wash and you don't get the colours running back at you, but it doesn't come off, unfortunately. But if it's well used, it doesn't make any difference, does it? You don't have to spray it with anything, you just wash it under the tap. Right, so there's the gate. And these are going to be my flowers that I'm going to colour in. And this is the inside, which is 10 by 14.5. Just leave it a second with it being polymer and it will come off spot on. Oops, losing mister. So I'll put my, I think I might just do my birds in the corner, and then the black is finished with. Don't want, yep, that's all right. So I've just put the birds in. So now the black is finished with, and I can clean these off straight away. that's good. I've got then Pear Pizzazz and a bit of sponge, which I'm going to just do a bit of grass in underneath the thing. I don't want it dark, so I've rubbed off onto my spare. I think that's about right. Yep, that's nice. Quite happy with that. So now we've done with that green, and the gate and the posts I'm leaving black and white. All these pieces that I've got here are going to be raised up, but I need to be colouring in first, and this is the reason why I've cut most of them out, because Facebook, YouTube, when you're videoing like I do and not live, you have to then consider that it's going to be over 30 minutes, which some of mine are, and if they're going to be over 30 minutes, then I'm going to just start by cutting some out and maybe colouring in, because I don't want it to finish before I have time to say goodbye, really. So that's, I'm raising these all up. And they can just be sat on one side for a second. Now the colouring in, I've got Smoky Slate for the cat, which it comes as a die, and I've already cut him out. I will do a little bit of white on him because I don't want him all grey. So that's him finished. Can you just see him? Yeah. So that, and I will put he has is raised up, so he has a dimensionals on him. Right, now to colour these in, I've just used the Just Jade for the leaves, and a little bit of green here at the bottom. And just little bits of leaves there. Now do put this in the lighter green, I think. And I'm using the bullet end of the blend because these are so small. I don't want to smudge them all. So I think that's all the green. Oh, there's a couple bits of green up there, which is not too much. If I hadn't have done them in green, it wouldn't make any difference. So then that's the green finished, and the grey. I'm going to use the Magenta Madness. I do like this one. I think it's going to be a very popular colour. And just keep dabbing the little bits around. I'm not going to do all these in the dark, and this is the dark one that I'm doing at the moment. Right. You can see when I'm doing this, how quickly it takes over, but at the same time it's time consuming, and that's why I've cut most of these out. I didn't want to spend all the time just cutting out, and I've used the magnetic plate to cut these out so that they all stayed still while I was cutting them out. And I've heard that with the new cutting machine that we're getting in the catalogue, that the magnetic plate is all one magnet rather than little tiny magnets, and they don't move. They won't move at all. So that would be good, because sometimes these jump about, the little ones jump about, and you can't do anything about it. You just have to keep moving it around to see where you can do it. Right, now these pieces are all done now. I'm going to put my dimensionals on these first, and then that's ready for just going on. So that's that piece finished, and this one is finished apart from the saying. I won't put the saying on yet, because I'm going to colour the man and lady in. Right, just move that out of the way. Now for the gentleman, I've used Midnight Madness on his trousers and his, where's the card, and on his t-shirt, but I've left his waistcoat white and just put a little bit of black. He is coordinated, but for the lady, I think she's a bit more out there with the jewellery and the glasses. And if you notice, he's got a red nose, so he's been drinking a little bit while he's in retirement. I'll just put a little bit of a red nose on him, and that one's finished with. I'm going to colour her skirt in yellow, and like I said, I haven't got a blend for this, so I'm just using the marker, which we didn't have blends before, so we used the marker in everything when we wanted colouring, or the pencils. Now use the lighter pink for her clothes. I'm not using the darker. And I'm leaving her beads white. I haven't coloured the faces in or the hands. I think I prefer them a bit on the pale side at the moment. I'm not very good at colouring in, and when I start colouring the faces in, I make a mess of it. So that is my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Right, just put some glasses, pink on her glasses to coordinate with a jumper, and we'll just give her a little bit of pink on her lips. So that's her clothing done, and I'm going to colour the hair in smoky slate, light smoky slate. Touches of black. Now she is basically finished, apart from me putting the I've forgotten what they call them again. The dimensionals on the back. Sorry, I keep forgetting that name. Excuse me. So then Must remember to do his eyebrows. And he's going to have blue for his trousers, blue and white for his trousers. And I've just done Mr. Square, coloured a square, and I've used the bullet again, bullet end, and it does tell you on these blends which is thick and which is thin. It's got a line. It's got a line on these, and that's the brush end, and this is the bullet end. It tells you thick and thin. So there's his trousers done. I just want to do his pocket. And I leave his t-shirt white, collar white this time, just to coordinate with his buttons and his shorts. He's definitely not like my husband. My husband's colourblind and he can't distinguish colours. He would say these were black. And he mix and matches his clothes, and sometimes I have to laugh, but I don't say anything. If we're going out special, they'll say, pick me some clothes out, will you? So there's my gentleman done as well. I'm quite happy how that's worked. So now I'll put dimensionals on the back of these. And I want to be able to leave her so her arm comes through his. Will it do it? Yes, it will. So I can then put a dimensional so her arm stays where it is. Perfect. And it's good. Now I don't want to do anything with the other arm yet because she's going to be holding on the gate, and the gate is just need to just make sure the legs fasten onto the gate, so that just take these little bits off to start with, and make sure I've got them both the right way first. No, just a fraction further down. Better. Yep, that's better. Now just take all these dimensionals off. Now I've got them positioned. And I'm using the take your pick tool because it's a little bit quicker than trying to use your fingernails. And just 3 more. And then we'll position that So we've got enough room for the cat. Yes, we have. And then the tree is, the bush rather, for the flowers is lined up. Oh, sorry, I've got to put the fence on. Right. Put the fence on that end. That is lined up there, and then can't really see the fence for this flower, but it doesn't matter. It helps to raise the flower further up because these are on dimensionals and so is the flower. And this one will go on the other side. Perfect. Put the cat on. And it's just looking at them wanting to come in the gate, I think. Though the cats that I know all jump over the gate anyway. Right, so then now it's time to stick these in. I've got Magenta Madness for the backing, and I've got the Misty Moonlight for the base card. And this one is 10 by 14.5, and the Misty Moonlight is A5 scored at 10.5. So I'll use my Tombow glue just to do this one. And these colours are the new in colours in the catalogue. If anybody would like a catalogue, please let me know. My telephone number is 0422 547 461, or you can email me on jackiesan50@gmail.com. Or if you want to go onto my blog and look at what is actually for sale in the new catalogue, it's http://jackiesancards.stampinup.net. I'm going to stamp the inside in the Magenta Madness, and with this one it has names on the back, Magenta Madness, which you can stick on there, and I'll just show you how this works. It's got a film on the back, and pull this one up. Oops, stuck on my finger. And it's got a piece there. I'm going to line that up the best I can. I usually put that onto my take your pick tool. Now it's going to be on the front, and it lifts up like this. But if you've got it open, you want to be able to see what colour it is, so just line that up like that, and that's as easy as that. It's already on. There is different ones. I think one is Spanish and one is French. Then there's a plain one. Let me just pick this bit up again, and this little bit here, so that when you've got your ink pad open, this one's a bit stiff. Oh, it's a lot stiff. When you've got your ink pad open, it's got a little lip in there, and now I've got it stuck on me. That's better. If you just pop that in there like that, just put that down so that I can see what I'm doing and just help it along. And there, see that's when it's open and slid forward, which this one really is stiff, so I'm just leaving it. I'll put some candle wax on that and just help it so it slides a bit better. Then you can see which colour you've actually got, because sometimes they're not easy to see. I really must do the other end, and then I've got the blue and the other colours to do, but I've just shown you how that works. Just shut this up, and I need it again. The more it's used, the better it is. And I've got the saying. I'll just line that up so I get that straight. And this is a very, very juicy pad, because the ink is still running out of it, which is a bit daunting. So there is the saying for that, which is weird because we're both 29, right? Yes, don't I wish? And this one then is going to be stuck in here out of the way so I don't get any ink on that one. Tombow glue is a good thing because it's quick and it moves about if you've got it not straight. And now I've got the saying, and I've got the punch, and I've also got a piece of white and a piece of midnight misty moonlight. I will get these names right. When the catalogue's going out, I'll probably get it right. Right, this is Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to then stamp this out on first. It feels like we've been friends forever, and I'm going to put that at this end a little bit, because I'm going to take that bit off. Now I'll shut my pad up. Try not to get it on my fingers and my thumb. And when I'm going to show you that you can do this both together, and I've made it so that it is central with the blue. Pop that on there and make sure it goes in. You can push it. I'll do it on that one. I'll do the different shaped one this time. And push it back as far as it will go and press down. So there you see it's got the same shape at the top. So pull that down a bit. And then that can be, you've got them both the same shape. And I'm going to stick that one on. And I don't want it too long, so I'll have to cut this bit off. And that's going to be on there like that. Make sure I've got my I've got my saying on. Yep, that looks okay. And I'll put some dimensionals on the back of that one. This on here, and I've just left the pink showing on there, and that is that card finished. So we've got 2 cards, and both of them have got the 2 different shapes on from the punch, and that is this punch, which hold it up so you can see how close it is. So you see the 2 different shapes of the card, and that's what I've got on these. So hopefully you've liked this video. If you have, please share it. Please comment. And like I've said before, it doesn't matter whether it's good or bad. Hopefully it's good. But and I won't see you tomorrow because it's Saturday, but I will see you on Monday. So please stay safe and enjoy your card making. And thank you for watching. Bye for now.